Welcome guys to a new episode of MOB, Mind Over Business. In today's video, we're going to be talking about your right to be rich, your right to be successful, your right to be on top, your right to attain everything you want in life, okay? It's super crazy that even in 2025, there's still some people that think that money's evil, money's bad, money's negative, okay? And you guys should completely change that mindset, okay? I read a lot of spiritual books, okay, about high frequency, high energy, and it talks a lot about money. And it says clearly that money, okay, should be flowing into your life every day, all the time, freely, okay? And in big amounts, okay? It says it in the books. Your right to be wealthy, your right to be rich, your right to have a lot of money is there. It's a right. And you should be open to that idea that you should receive endless amounts of money to be able to do whatever you want in your life, to be able to help your family, your friends, to be able to go on vacations, the ability to be able to open businesses, whatever you want to do, okay? Money is a tool, and that's really important because you shouldn't be only focused on money. Money is important, money is a tool, money can help you out in your life, but at the end, you have to be balanced. You have to be happy as well. You have to be healthy, okay? You have to feel good in your body, and you have to have different things in your life, not only money, right? So being obsessed about money, that's the root of all evil. But wanting money and wanting that free flow of circulating money in your life and that abundance is your right. And you should completely change your mindset about money, okay? My goal with this video is really, guys, to educate you that, once again, money is a direct correlation with your mindset, okay? The way you think about the money, the way you perceive money is gonna dictate how much money and how much income flows into your account, okay? It's really important to understand that if you guys have a negative idea about money, what's gonna happen? Money is not gonna come into your life. Money is not gonna be attracted into your life. It's not gonna be attracted into your accounts. And what happens when you're struggling, okay? When you don't have money, when you're not able to buy the things that you need, or you're not able to help your loved ones, or you're not free to be able to go on vacations, see the world, or create the businesses, the products, the services that you want, okay? You feel contracted, you feel bad. And those are negative emotions. Those are negative feelings that you have inside of your body when you're in lack, okay? And this is why it's really important and it's part of MOB, mind over business. If you come with the wrong mindset, don't expect to be able to attract money into your life, okay? And it's really simple, okay? If you're struggling with money today, if you have issues with money, okay? If you're not successful in your business, okay? Or in your career or whatever you're doing, it's strongly because your mindset towards money is completely wrong. And the first steps that you guys should do is really take two steps in the back, okay? And really understand and realize where you guys are right now in your life and try to repair those mistakes, those ideas, okay? Those negative beliefs about money, okay? Because money is not the root of all evil. Being obsessed about it is, but like I said, the tool that money brings you, okay, the way that you can use money to be able to live your life is really important, okay? And you know, I speak about this with a lot of people that I know in my past conversations with them, and we really break down the idea about, wanting money and chasing money and going after money. And it's once again, it's all about the idea that you have in your head, in your mind about money, okay? Your parents, your friends, your close ones, okay, are the ones that most likely are going to influence your idea about money, okay? And it's really important to have your own idea and do your own research about money. And what money is. It's a symbol, okay? Money is something that is spiritual as well, okay? Money flows into your life, okay? if everything is balanced, if you're aligned with yourself, if right now, like I said, you have issues, you're struggling with money, you really, really need to take two steps in the back and really assess where it's coming from. Okay? When you talk about money, do you feel contracted? Do you have a negative idea or belief about money? Do you think that money is only reserved for the wealthy? Do you think that money is only reserved for a certain class of person? It is not, okay? Money is there for everyone, okay? There is so much money, it's infinite, okay? It continuously just flows in our life, okay, in our economy. And that's why it's really important to completely heal your traumas, heal your beliefs in your life to be able to attract money into your life, right? Because without money, it's really hard. You feel bad, you're struggling, okay, and you're not able to do the things that you want. Money also can change you in a positive way. Money can make you happier in some ways. You know, you hear a lot about that money is not going to make you happy. You know, materialistic stuff are not going to make you happy. It's true, it's not going to make you happy, but it's also not going to make you sad. It's not going to make you feel bad, and it's going to give you a boost. But once again, being happy in your life is not only about money, okay? It's about being healthy, okay? Feeling good, having a passion, you know, going after your passion on a daily basis, having good people around you, you know, being motivated to change maybe the world or bring something better to the world, you know, all these things, you know, having great connection, great friendships, you know, being able to visit the world, all these things together with money are gonna make you super happy and are gonna make you feel good. But for sure, if you only have money in your life, but you don't have no one to share it with, you're not gonna be able to be happy because your life at that point is not balanced. So that's why, you know, it's true that money by itself is not going to make you happy, but money with all those other things around, with love, are going to make you happy. Okay, are going to make you full, are going to make you fulfilled. Okay, are going to make you whole. Okay, so that's why money is super important in our life. Okay, you guys need to view it as a tool, as something that you guys can use to better your life. And also, there's another thing I wanted to talk about. You know, in life, okay, we always see, we have people around us that sometimes they're super up, then they're super down, and you know, it's part of life, guys. Like one thing is really important as well is like, don't judge no one and don't look the other side, okay? Because you don't know what's happening on the other side. A lot of times, and it happened to me as well, okay? In my earlier days, I was constantly looking at other people and I was trying to just push more to be more successful, to do more things and everything. But at the end, it never brought me happiness, okay? Because I was always comparing myself to other people. It's really, really important to not compare yourself to other people because you don't know. Just give you an example, okay? That person right now that you're comparing yourself with, okay, is maybe a millionaire, maybe he's a successful person right now, but when he was a kid, he didn't have food to eat, he didn't have proper clothes, his mom died from cancer, or you know, he had different kind of struggles. And now you see him, yes, he's living the life, yes, he's successful, but on the same time, there's always a price that you're paying, right? There's always something that's gonna happen in your life, okay? And the reason why these things happen in your life, it's to essentially test you, okay? And it goes back to my previous videos, you know, about frequency and really the mindset and your vibration. I'm a trader, okay? Let me put it like this. I'm a trader. I trade Forex, okay? I trade also commodities, indexes as well. And let me put it this way, okay? On the charts, okay, how the charts they move and how price action moves, okay, is pretty simple, okay? You got expansion, correction, and continuation, okay? And this is essentially what happens for everyone in life, okay? There's gonna be some moments you're gonna be very high and everything's gonna be going good, okay? And then there's gonna be moments that, life is gonna pull back, okay? There's gonna be a contraction. And why does it happen, okay? Because it's impossible and in no one's life, okay, that they can continue just moving upwards all the time. It's not possible, okay? When you start off, okay, let's say you're broke and you don't have money, okay, and you're really just starting off, okay, when you're starting off, and a lot of people, it happens to them and they don't even realize what's happening, and they have nothing, and then over time they become successful in something they do. And really the important reason why they become successful is because during the process they completely change their persona, they changed their story, okay? They changed their mindset, they changed themselves, okay? In order to be able to go from level 1 to level 2, you have to change the person you are. And that's really important. But by changing the person you are, okay, you're essentially changing the vibration and the frequency you are on, okay? And what happens when you're doing those changes is that life is going to test you. The universe is going to test you, okay? The universe wants to see essentially if you're really that new person, if you're really able to harness that new energy and keep it within, okay? So that's why in life, you're going to be going and you're going to be going super good, okay? You're going to be achieving new peaks, okay? New levels, okay? And then life is going to pull back, okay? And essentially what life is doing at that point, it's testing you. It wants to see, are you strong enough, okay? Are you really the person you claim that you are? And that's the most important. These are tests. You maybe read it in books, okay? You maybe saw it in a movie or in a video or heard it somewhere from a family member or a friend, okay? You're gonna always be tested in your life. It's not possible, okay, that you continue just going up from the start. It's not possible. You're gonna always be tested, okay? And it's really important to understand that these are tests, okay? And they're not going to be there for your whole life, but you have to continue to be in that high energy, that high frequency, that high vibration. And it's the same thing with money, right? It's the same correlation, okay? Money is attracted, money is spiritual, okay? So if you're in a high vibration, high frequency, what do you think happens? You start attracting money. So you really completely need to change your mindset. So the goal and the point why I'm telling you guys this, it all comes once again back to the mind. It's how you wake up every day, how you treat yourself, how you talk about yourself, how you think about yourself. You completely need to change it, okay? It's not about how much work you put in. For sure, work ethic is really important, but once again, it's the whole equation, okay? You can't just have a strong mindset without the work ethic, okay? And you can't have a strong work ethic without the mindset. You have to have both. And that's why balancing and balance is really important, because you have to have all these attributes. You have to have all these aspects to be able to grow and move higher. It's really important. And to conclude this video, guys, look at it this way, okay? Every successful person, okay, every person that reached high levels in their lives, okay, if you go watch their videos, their interviews, read their books, okay, they're always gonna say the same thing. It all comes down to the mindset. It all comes down to the foundations you lay in your head, okay? It doesn't come from nowhere else, okay? You can be completely broke, but have the proper mindset, and you're going to be able to elevate, okay? You can be rich and be broke after and become rich once again, okay? It's who you are. It's your persona. It's the person you are, okay? And another tip, another advice that I can give you guys is really, if you really want to be, let's say, that multimillionaire, okay, or that crazy athlete, or this super successful business owner, okay, the most important thing you should do is you have to act and become that person, okay? And what do I mean by acting and becoming that person? You have to, on a daily basis, do, preach, live, breathe the same way these super successful people are living, okay? You have to embody that idea and that vision, okay? You have to collapse your present self with your future self. If you have the idea, okay, about being a millionaire, being super successful, if that idea already exists, it means that reality is already there. The only thing you have to do is collapse your present with your future and the between. You have to collapse it. And the only way you collapse it is by becoming that person. And for those, okay, that struggle, okay, that have a bad mindset, okay, I've been there, you know, I made a lot, I lost a lot, okay, I had a lot of issues in my life, I had a lot of struggles in my life, I had a lot of problems with the law, okay, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, it doesn't really matter, okay, but I've been through a lot of things, okay, and I know a lot of people too, they've been through a lot of things, okay, but the most important thing and advice that I read and I applied in my life, okay, is that every day, if you're able to say affirmations about money, you know, you love money, money is attracted in your life, money is flowing, is circulating in your life, I feel good, I love money, you know, if you use these kind of affirmations, okay, every day when you wake up, during the day, when you're at work, when you're at school, when you're doing physical sports, whatever, okay, if you apply those affirmations, okay, it's gonna help you, okay, to create that persona, to create that person that you want to be. It's not gonna be a magic spell, essentially, okay, in a way where you're gonna just say, I love money, I use it wisely, constructively, and judiciously. Money flows into my accounts on a daily basis in abundance. Saying that is not gonna just make money appear. That's not the goal, okay? The goal, okay, is accepting the idea, the vision, okay, and the energy in what you're saying. Words have a lot of power, okay? That's why if you just concentrate on the word spelling, spell, okay? Words are really powerful. They have a lot of energy to it, okay? And if you use them wisely and correctly, you're able to completely change your life. And it's really the foundation, it's really the base. It's really about how you talk about yourself, okay? How you talk about others. It's really important. You think it's not, but it's really important, guys. So the fact that if you guys start, okay, really by these simple methods that I outlined in this video, okay, by continuously just in the morning, at night, envisioning, okay, and feeling, you know, that energy that you're super successful, that you're aligned with the person you want to be, you're going to be attracting opportunities. Doors are going to open. You're going to meet new people, okay, and you're going to be able to continue that path. And it's a process, it's a journey, guys, and you gotta love it. You gotta love the journey, you gotta love the process, right? Because when you're there already, okay, and that's really the goal, you have to live your life like you're already there. You have to live your life like you're already at the finish line. Not that you're chasing, okay, but you're attracting, okay. That means you have to live every day like you're already that successful person, okay? Because what happens if you're always telling yourself that, okay, one day I'm gonna be successful, one day. Well, the life, the universe is always gonna push it back. It's always gonna be one day further from your reality, okay? The correct way is essentially to affirm that you're already successful. I'm a successful trader. I'm a successful entrepreneur. I'm a successful businessman or successful athlete, okay? Successful barber, whatever, okay? It's really important to already embody that idea, that energy, and that vision, okay? And I mean, I didn't cover all the steps that you guys can do. There's so many steps, okay, that you guys can do. I'm gonna in the link below, okay, in the description, I'm gonna leave some good books, okay, some good videos, okay, some good mentors that I listened to, that I read about, okay, and that really helped me change my mindset, okay. Joe Dispenza is a great one. It's one of my favorite ones. The way he speaks, the way he talks, and the way he delivers the message is incredible.